Welcome to Blueprint Narratives, the official channel of indiaartanddesign.com, exploring the intricate layers behind architectural and design projects, one story at a time. Whether it's groundbreaking projects, innovative designs, or artistic expressions, each episode uncovers the depth of thought and craftsmanship behind these creations. Over to our aesthete crew, who will take this conversation forward.
Welcome back to Blueprint Narratives, the official podcast channel for indiaartanddesign.com. This is episode 04, and today we're diving deep into the fascinating world of Ganjifa cards. We'll be exploring a really insightful article by Shruti Chauhan, so big thank you to her for all the research. Now, if you're a design and art enthusiast, you're in for a treat today. Imagine a deck of cards, but instead of the usual suits and faces, each one is a miniature work of art, hand-painted with these vibrant scenes of gods, goddesses, and stories from Indian mythology. That's Ganjifa, these cards. They aren't just beautiful objects, they're also windows into history and culture, and that's what we're going to unpack today. So, where did Ganjifa even come from? It's a story that takes us back centuries, all the way to Persia.
Yes, Ganjifa originated in Persia and journeyed to India with the Mughals in the 16th century. It's fascinating to think about how games, like so many other cultural treasures, traveled along trade routes, evolving as they encountered new lands and traditions.
So it's like a game with a passport.
Yeah.
Collecting stamps and stories along the way.
Exactly. And in India, Ganjifa truly blossomed, taking root in various regions, each developing its own unique style. Today, we'll be focusing on the Ganjifa tradition of Sawantwadi, Maharashtra, where the artistry reached extraordinary heights.
Sawantwadi is particularly interesting because it developed two distinct versions of Ganjifa, Darbar Kalam and Bazar Kalam. The article mentions that Darbar Kalam translates to royal court style, which sounds incredibly opulent.
It was. Darbar Kalam cards were crafted for the elite, using luxurious materials like ivory, tortoiseshell, and even shimmering mother of pearl. These weren't just cards for playing games, they were objects of beauty and status symbols within the royal courts.
Wow, imagine holding a deck of cards adorned with those materials. That must have been quite a sight. But what about Bazar Kalam? How did it differ?
Bazar Kalam, as the name suggests, was meant for everyday people. The materials are more accessible, papier-mâché, palm leaf, or cloth. But don't mistake accessibility for a lack of artistry. These cards were still vibrantly painted, often using natural colors derived from plants and minerals.
So even though there was this difference in materials, reflecting the social hierarchy of the time, both Darbar Kalam and Bazar Kalam shared a common thread: exquisite artistry. The article describes a typical Sawantwadi Ganjifa deck as having 120 cards, each one a tiny canvas telling a story. 120 cards. That's a lot more than a standard deck. What were they trying to depict with so many?
That's a great question. The sheer number of cards speaks to the depth and richness of Indian mythology. Some decks depict the 10 incarnations of Vishnu, others the 9 celestial bodies, or the 8 forms of the goddess Durga. Imagine holding a deck of cards and having a visual encyclopedia of Hindu mythology right at your fingertips.
That's like each card is a portal to a different story, a different aspect of this rich cultural heritage. The level of detail and skill involved in painting these intricate scenes on such a small scale must have been extraordinary.
Absolutely. Each card was painstakingly hand-painted, requiring immense precision and artistry. And remember, this wasn't just about creating beautiful objects, it was about transmitting knowledge, preserving cultural narratives, and passing down artistic skills through generations.
It's amazing how something as seemingly simple as a deck of cards could embody so much cultural significance. But sadly, as the article points out, Ganjifa faced a decline in popularity.
Yes. The introduction of British cards, mass-produced and more affordable, had a significant impact. Games like poker gained popularity. And the intricate world of Ganjifa, with its deep cultural roots and complex symbolism, began to fade from the mainstream.
That's such a familiar story, isn't it? The forces of globalization and changing trends often push traditional art forms to the margins.
It is a recurring theme, unfortunately, but what's remarkable about Ganjifa is that it didn't disappear entirely. There's a fascinating story of revival that unfolded in Sawantwadi, a testament to the enduring power of tradition and the dedication of individuals who refuse to let this art form fade away.
This revival is truly inspiring, and we'll delve into that story after a short break. But before we do, let's take a moment to appreciate what we've learned so far. We've traveled from Persia to India, witnessed the artistry of both royal courts and everyday life, all through the lens of these remarkable Ganjifa cards. It's a testament to the enduring power of art to transcend time. and connect us to the richness of human history and culture. It is a bit of a cultural clash to imagine, going from these intricately detailed cards steeped in mythology to, say, like a simple game of poker.
Precisely. And yet, what's remarkable is that Gunjifa didn't disappear entirely. In the 1970s, a revival movement began in Sawantwadi, spearheaded by none other than the royal family themselves. Her Highness Rani Satvashala Devi Bhusal and her husband, His Highness Guru, Shivram Sawant Bhusal, recognized the cultural significance of Gunjifa and took it upon themselves to preserve this art form.
It's incredible to see how they stepped in, not just as patrons, but as active participants in this revival.
Yeah.
What did their efforts look like?
They started by seeking out the few remaining Gunjifa artists, many of whom were struggling to make a living. They provided them with support, resources, and a platform to showcase their skills. It was about more than just reviving an art form. It was about empowering the artists and ensuring the transmission of this knowledge to future generations.
That's a crucial point. It's one thing to preserve objects in a museum, but it's another to keep the tradition alive, to have those skills passed down, and the art form continue to evolve.
Absolutely. And this revival wasn't just about looking back, it was also about looking forward. The Sawantwadi royal family recognized the need to adapt Gunjifa for contemporary audiences. Their grandson, H.H. Yuvraj Lakam Rajamasala, has been instrumental in taking this legacy online, using social media and the internet to showcase Gunjifa to a global audience.
It's so inspiring to see how they've embraced technology to bridge the gap between tradition and modernity. It's a reminder that preserving cultural heritage doesn't mean staying stuck in the past. It's about finding creative ways to keep those traditions relevant and alive in the present.
Exactly. And this adaptation goes beyond just using new platforms for promotion. Gunjifa designs have also been incorporated into other forms of art and design, like decorative trays, boxes, and even chess sets. So even if someone isn't interested in playing the traditional card game, they can still appreciate the beauty and craftsmanship of Gunjifa in different ways.
That's a brilliant strategy, really. It opens up a whole new world of possibilities for Gunjifa to flourish, not just as a card game, but as a design aesthetic that can be woven into various aspects of our lives.
It speaks to the versatility and enduring appeal of these designs. They've transcended their original purpose and found new avenues for expression, a testament to the creativity and ingenuity of the artists.
This entire journey of Gunjifa, from its Persian roots to its evolution in India, its decline, and its remarkable revival, is a powerful reminder of the cyclical nature of art and culture. It shows that even when traditions seem to be fading, there's always potential for renewal, for adaptation, and for finding new audiences who connect with the beauty and meaning embedded in those traditions.
It's a story that offers a glimmer of hope. In a world where globalization often threatens to homogenize cultures, Gunjifa stands as a shining example of how tradition and innovation can coexist, how the old can inspire the new, and how the dedication of individuals can make all the difference. In preserving cultural heritage for future generations.
As we delve deeper into this episode, what stands out to you about the story of Gunjifa? What surprised you most about this art form? We'd love to hear your thoughts. And we encourage you to check out the full article by Shruti Chauhan on indiaartanddesign.com. It's a fantastic resource with beautiful visuals and insightful information. The link will be in the show notes. We've been on quite a journey today, exploring the intricate world of Gunjifa cards, from their Persian origins to their evolution in India, and the remarkable revival efforts in Sawantwadi. Gunjifa offers a captivating glimpse into the intersection of art, culture, and history.
It's been a real eye-opener, hasn't it? Learning about the different styles, the symbolism, the intricate details hand-painted on each card. And let's not forget the stories they tell. Gunjifa isn't just a game, it's a visual narrative, a way of transmitting knowledge and cultural heritage across generations.
Absolutely. And it's inspiring to see how this ancient art form is finding new life and relevance in the modern world. The efforts of the Sawantwadi royal family and the talented artists who are keeping this tradition alive are truly commendable.
They're ensuring that Gunjifa doesn't become a relic of the past, but continues to evolve and captivate audiences for years to come. It's a testament to the enduring power of art and human creativity.
So as we wrap up our deep dive, what's the one thought you'd like to leave our listeners with?
I'd encourage everyone to seek out and explore the traditional art forms that exist in their own communities. You might be surprised by the hidden gems you discover, the stories they tell, and the connections they forge to the past.
That's a fantastic call to action. Let's all embrace our curiosity, delve into the rich tapestry of art and culture that surrounds us, and help keep these traditions alive and thriving. And for our listeners, who are eager to learn more about Gunjifa and see the visual splendor of these cards, Be sure to check out the article by Shruti Shawan on indieartartanddesign.com. The link is in the show notes. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the captivating world of Ganjifa. From all of us at Blueprint Narratives, the official podcast channel for indieartanddesign.com. We'll see you in our next episode.
Thank you guys for this fabulous session. Also to all of you listeners for joining us on Blueprint Narratives. We hope today's episode inspired you to see design in a new light. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share the podcast with fellow art and design enthusiasts. For more stories, articles, and insights, visit us at indiaartanddesign.com. Until next time, keep exploring the beauty and depth of creativity.